Well,
Denver's an outstanding team. They're sitting first in the league. They have some real high-end talent. I think they've got a very veteran defensive core, and I think that's one of the real strengths of their team. But some of the freshmen have come in and been able to score, including the Zucker kid, who's a wild pick, and I think he leads the WCHA in goal scoring, which is quite an accomplishment for a freshman.
Can you touch on him a little bit more? I mean, he's one of those top three guys that kind of make that ship go.
Yeah, he is, and just the goal scoring alone. I mean, it's, as we see, it's harder and harder to score goals, but he's somebody that right from the beginning of the season has been able to score. And not just on the specialty teams. You look at his goal scoring; it's 5-on-5, which makes him even more impressive. But I know he's got really good speed. He can get around the rink, and he and Shore seem to play very well together.
one thing I noticed about Zucker's numbers is he's got 107 shots.
Well, and that's something that, usually the guys at the end of the year that lead the team or leagues in goals lead in shots too. And that's something, obviously he's accurate, he's hitting the net, but he's making sure probably with his speed that he can get those shots off too.
One thing about college hockey I've noticed that you don't have checking lines per se. Do you feel like you have checking lines, or do you just go one-on-one and...
No, I think, we don't have the per se a checking line because, I don't think a kid at 19 or 20 necessarily wants to, get into that role at that stage of his career. So, you're trying to let the guys play in all situations. And, so sometimes depending upon who you're playing and whether you're on the home or road, you get concerned about matchups. But I think if you look around more often than not, you're more worried about which defensemen are on the ice against their forwards versus what line.
Your own team has had you scored 5 goals and it wasn't good enough, and then you didn't score against Alaska Anchorage. Is there anything that you can tell about this team?
Well, I mean, it just I think when we can score a few goals, it obviously makes us a better team. And you go get 5 one night and 0 the next, and probably at home more than even on the road, the inconsistency offensively has come into play, and that's something we're obviously trying to fix.
Was